I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country here on Fish Creek Radio. My special guest today was one of the most popular female country singers of the 80s, producing a string of hits and proving herself a very versatile vocalist. She won the Country Music Association Female Vocalist of the Year 2 years running in 1982 and 1983, and she is, without a doubt, my favorite female country singer of all time. She's had a wonderful catalog of material, not only of her own songs, and she's sung on countless hit records and duets and so many other things, and it's a very distinct pleasure for me to introduce Janie Fricke to My Kind of Country. Janie, how are you?
Well, hi. Thank you very much, Scott. I appreciate that.
Well, it truly is a pleasure to have you on the show, and I meant what I said. I've always been a fan. We met way back in 1977 with Johnny Duncan, and man, I'll tell you what, been a fan ever since. Love her music. Well, you are staying busy, and you have been busy over the years, and you have one of the best catalogs of music out there, and songs that everybody remembers. You know, Down to My Last Broken Heart, I Need Someone to Hold Me When I Cry. My goodness, I could just go on and on for the whole interview.
I have been very fortunate because it is in the songs, and it's the type of songs that you get to record early on in your career that can stay with you forever. So I've been blessed, and I love singing them. We just did a show this last weekend in Texas, and then a couple of weeks ago we did a show in New Mexico. So we're constantly on the go, and we get to play our songs.
Well, that is wonderful. I'm so glad that you're still staying busy and touring, and I've been blessed to see you a couple times in concert, and it's always just a special treat. You're just such a wonderful singer.
Thank you so much. Well, I love to sing and love to perform. So, and like I said, we keep busy. We've got a tour schedule that is on the website, and people can check that out and look on janiefricke.com, and there's a little spot that says tour, and it shows all the dates we have.
Yep, you have all sorts of music on there and some other things you have for sale that we're going to talk about here in a little bit, and all that stuff at janiefricke.com. She is on Facebook. Her music is widely available on Amazon, iTunes, your favorite music store. Call me, I'll get it to you. Whatever. We'll get you the music. And I want to talk about some of the early things you did. A lot of people don't know that you did a lot of commercial jingles.
Oh, I did. That's how I got started in the business, was being a studio singer and a studio technician. And what I wanted to do was just work in a vocal group, read music, read what was put in front of me at the microphone, and record it and sing it for the customer. And that was the jingle business, doing commercials for products. So I did that for years and years, and I loved it, and I was planning on continuing to do it, but then I got the offer to sign a contract with Columbia Records, so that changed my life.
That's amazing. Now, some of your first stuff was with Johnny Duncan, right?
Yes. Well, as I was doing the commercials and jingles, and then I decided to go ahead and move to Nashville to try the studio world there, and that's when the producer started asking me to do a few lines on some records, because I was then I became a backup singer. I worked in a vocal group where we would go into the session and we would sing harmony on other people's records to back them up. And so then they would ask me to do a line or two as a solo, and that's where all that duet business started.
Oh, okay. Well,
and there were several artists, not only Johnny Duncan, but after that there was Vern Gosdin, and there was Mo Bandy, and then later there was Merle Haggard and George Jones. So I was kind of duetting a lot of different spots with a lot of different people.
You did have some you had some number ones too. One of the big ones was On My Knees with Charlie Rich.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Charlie Rich, yes. Yeah. So, it was just an amazing time because it was very busy. That was in demand. Doing the duet thing was kind of a little fun thing for the producers to do on these records. So they would call me, and I'd go in and sing a line and leave, and that would be it. And then, I didn't know what was going to come of the record, but like you said, that became a number one.
Well, your voice was always very distinctive on those records. You could always hear that just beautiful harmony, and you did what I kind of call selective harmony, and there, you would do little augments to certain lines and things like that. You just knew right where to come in at.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes they told me where they wanted me to put that harmony. I remember working on a Merle Haggard record, and I thought I would do harmony in certain places, and he wouldn't let me, and then he would tell me to do it on a line that I was totally unprepared for. So sometimes you just didn't know.
Yeah, Merle Haggard did some. Of course, Bonnie Owens did a lot of the early records with him, and I talked to her one time, and she was telling me about that. They would sing just a part of a certain line, but it was a very distinctive style that Haggard had created, and it carried through the years. So I understand what you're saying about those certain lines.
Yes, exactly.
Now, of course, two of those big records were "A Place to Fall Apart," and that was such a beautiful song. And
oh, yes.
And "Natural High" was another one.
Yes. Oh, they were great songs. I was thrilled to be able to work with Merle on his records.
And you came out, there's a video out from Live at Billy Bob's of Merle Haggard, and you came out and sang those songs with him on stage. I thought that was really neat.
Yeah. Yes, I remember doing that night. I was so nervous standing up there in front of that huge crowd at Billy Bob's, the biggest dance hall in the world, and it was just an amazing time to be able to do that.
Well, you did a live album there too, right?
Yes, I did. Live at Billy Bob's. Yep. I sure did, yes.
Yep. And there was another duet you did with Merle on one of your albums. It was called Ridin' High.
Yes, I did. Merle had me sing on several, and in addition to all those you just mentioned from Merle, there was one called Kern River.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I think I did harmony on that one, too. So I did several of those with Merle.
Yep, you certainly did. That's fantastic. One of my favorite albums of yours is called Saddle the Wind.
Oh, my goodness. I love that album, and that was one of the last ones that we produced on me in Nashville.
Well, that is out along with the very best of. There's two albums on one CD that you can get, and it's available at I know it's on Amazon and CD Universe, and just great music. But that album, there were two songs on there that I absolutely think you did the definitive version on, and one of them was "Don't Touch Me."
Oh yeah. That's a great record. That was originally recorded by Janie Fricke.
Yeah,
that was her hit. And we decided to do a cover on it. Yeah, I love that song.
Oh, you did a wonderful job. And also the Willie Nelson classic, The Healing Hands of Time.
Oh, yeah, I love that one, too. Of course, everybody loves Willie's songwriting, and that was a great one to record. Yeah.
Absolutely. Good stuff. And then several years ago, you did an album called A Tribute to My Heroes. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Oh, yeah. We have recorded a few CDs in our garage with our band right at home. And that was, I think, maybe the first one we did. We've done one since then called Roses and Lace. But, yeah, that tributes to my heroes. I just picked a lot of songs that I could relate to that had some meaning to them. I remember I did a song on there that my mother loved called At This Moment, the old Billy Vera song.
Oh, yeah.
And, and then I did, I think I did Ring of Fire on there maybe because I had toured Europe with Johnny Cash, and I just thought, I've got to do a Johnny Cash song. So I was just picking songs randomly for that CD. And we don't get to sell it anymore because we ran out of the pressing. But I keep wanting to do another limited pressing on it so I can circulate it back out there again.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great album, and I highly recommend it to anybody. So yeah, that'd be a good one to get back out there again.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Well, and then you did an album more recently called The Countryside of Bluegrass, and you re-recorded a bunch of your hits in kind of a bluegrass style. How did that come about?
Oh, yeah, it was great. I had a label approach me and ask me to do my hits bluegrass style. So, of course, I said, yes, why not? And then when I got into the project doing it, it was really hard and really difficult for me to take away the country beat and to create the new beat of the bluegrass beat. So it was a challenge. But we took the album on the road for about a year, and we did a lot of shows doing based on that album.
Oh, so you did some bluegrass-type shows then?
We did some bluegrass-type shows. I was packaged with another group called the Roys.
Oh, yeah.
And, and they are big award winners now. They just do great. They backed me up on the show, with their bluegrass instrumentation, and we did songs for my CD.
They are great. They've been on my show. They're fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're really neat people. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, there's so many hit songs, and I'm not gonna. I don't want to take all the time up by talking about them. My gosh, let's stop talking about it. It ain't easy being easy. He's a heartache. There's so many, but I got to ask you about one because it's my favorite song of yours, and it's every time I hear it, it's just you kind of get lost in it, and it's called "Tell Me a Lie."
Oh, yeah. That is a great song. Actually that was cut originally by, I think it was Sammy Smith, like maybe in the 60s. It was a pop hit.
Really?
It came out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama. And Tell Me a Lie is a great ballad, and I still sing it on all my shows. As a matter of fact, I left it out of my show list for a while, and people would come up in the autograph line, and I'd have to stand there and sing it to them. So I don't leave it out of my show anymore. I do Tell Me a Lie almost every show I do.
That would have been me if you hadn't done that. That probably would have been me.
Yeah. That's the way it goes. You can't do all your records in one show. And the other night I got in trouble again. Some lady came up and she said, my favorite song is Always Have, Always Will, and it's not on your greatest hits album, and you didn't sing it tonight. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. That's about all you can say.
Well, you'd probably be doing about a 5 or 6 hour show if you try to get all your hits in there.
Or even all of my album cuts that people like, that won't even hit. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, while I was talking about the songs from Saddle the Wind, that's they weren't necessarily hit songs, but man, they're just killer,
Oh, that was a great album. Yes, there was a lot of singles lost off of that never became singles that should have been.
That should have been, yeah. That was I still listen to albums, in their entirety. In this day and age, people listen to tracks, but I still put an album on the turntable, and I like to listen to the whole thing. And that album, from start to finish, is just stellar. Every single cut,
wow.
It's one you can just sit and listen to,
Yes, I remember the producer Steve Buckingham did that CD or that album, and he was a very talented guy in Nashville. And I loved all the cuts we did on that.
Absolutely. You Don't Know Love, that was another one that I'd absolutely adore. That's one of my favorites too.
That's an awesome ballad. That's a wonderful ballad. You Don't Know Love. And we still do that one in our shows too. Yeah, very popular with us as a band. We love that one.
Now, Janie, have you done any writing, or do you mostly have songs that you pick from?
Yeah, I've done a little bit of writing. Like on each album, I may put one song that I wrote. It seems like on Tributes to My Heroes, now I can't even remember what the song is, but let's see, Love Forevermore is one that I wrote that's on one of those albums. And then every now and then I'll write a song, put it on a CD if we record it at home. And so I've just done a handful, not a whole lot, just a few.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, and there's a song I do in my show called Goodbye Broken Heart, and it's an up-tempo dance hall type song, and I wrote that one night on our tour bus. So, yeah, I do a few here and there, not many, though.
Oh, great. Well, it's probably an impossible question to ask, but looking back on your vast career of songs, are there some songs that really stand out in your mind that were either hits or maybe not hits that are kind of favorites of yours that you have always enjoyed more than others?
Well, it's hard to say because we've just now mentioned a lot of them that like I said, songs like Always Have, Always Will or whatever. But probably my favorite ballad is It Ain't Easy Being Easy. Yeah. And that's the one we close our show with. And also He's a Heartache. That's always been really popular. So, we always put those in our shows, and we still love doing them, and they're still my favorites.
Who did the harmony with you on It Ain't Easy?
Who does the harmony with me? You mean on the original record?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. That's a good question. On which one? He's a Heartache or It Ain't Easy?
It Ain't Easy.
It might be my original band from Tennessee. The boys that were in my original band, Tony and Bill, they were great harmony singers. And it seems like I brought them in at that time. I can't tell you for sure unless I just sit and listen to it, but they have very distinct great mountain-type harmony, clear tone vocals, and it's probably them. If it's something that you think sounds unique, that's probably them.
It is. It's right in the pocket. Every time I hear that, the harmony singer's right in there, and I pay attention to that kind of stuff, and they're just right in the pocket.
Yeah, that's probably Tony and Bill. They're from Morristown, Tennessee.
Wow. Okay.
And they were with my band for like 12 years. Oh, they were great. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there is another side to you that a lot of folks may not know about, but if you visit JanieFricke.com, you're going to see a Janie Fricke collection, and you have pillows and throws and rugs and all sorts of things that you've designed. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, actually they're pillows and they're table runners, and there are some throws that you toss on a bed or a couch. But I just get fabric I like, and I start creating the face front of the piece. I give it to my seamstress. She sews it up, and I come up with all these unusual-looking pillows and table runners and throws, and now I've been selling them at all different kinds of places. At the World Trade Center in Dallas, I love that place because it's full of buyers, store owners and buyers. So, and I have a wholesale page on my website, and I've got a retail page on my website. So, and it's just one of those things, if somebody wants just a keepsake out of the collection, they all have my label on the back side of them.
Well, you have some beautiful creations on there.
Well, thank you. I really enjoy working with fabric and trim.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing that you have essentially two careers now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's different. I tell everybody I sing and I sew, and it keeps me very busy.
Yes, it does. It does, I'm sure. That's fantastic. Well, do you have plans to do any recording here soon?
Well, I don't really have plans to do any recording. I have been featured on some really great shows this past couple of years. So recently we did a tribute to George Jones in Nashville, where we girls got to sing George Jones hit songs, and I was in a group with Emmylou Harris, and I hope they turn that into a TV special someday. I don't know if they ever will, but we had a wonderful time doing that. But no, I've not. The other show I recorded on was a tribute to Ray Price, which is now in a CD form that can be purchased through Country Reunion maybe.
Yeah, Country's Family Reunion.
Is that the name of it?
Yep, Country's Family Reunion. Yep.
Okay, yeah, you know about that. So that was special to be able to sing on that and record for that. But other than that, I just mostly tour and do my concerts. And we've got fanfare coming up. I'm going to be able to go to Nashville and sing on the CMA Fest stage. So that will be really exciting.
Awesome. Well, folks, if you get a chance to go see Janie Fricke, if she's anywhere in your area, make sure you go and see her, because it'll be one of the greatest country shows you've ever seen. I guarantee it.
Thank you so much, Scott. You've been wonderful.
Well, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, and like I said, I've always been a fan. You are my very favorite female vocalist, and I love your songs. I love your voice, and you're just a wonderful person to talk to, and I thank you for taking the time to talk to us on My Kind of Country.
Absolutely. Have a great week.
Thank you, Janie Fricke. Janie, we're going to play one of your songs. I'm going to let you pick it out for us.
Oh, okay. You want to play one of my songs? Maybe you could play You Don't Know Love.
All right. This is You Don't Know Love, Janie Fricke, here on My Kind of Country on Fish Creek Radio. Thanks again, Janie.
Thank you.